Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's quickly take you straight to our first discussion this morning. We'll be looking at the state of the nation. It's no more news that ministers will be taking their oath of office by Monday. That's in the coming week. And some ministers have really anticipate to be on board with Bola Ahmed Tinubu to ensure they support him. Though we have few of them who are of the other side of the divide politically, but however, they are on board now with this current government. Well, with the statement of the national chair of APC that in the coming years, APC want to see how to bring all the political parties together. Could that be the reason why Nyesom Wike is on board with Bola Ahmed Tinubu? We'll be looking at all those as we continue the conversation, and we are going to be looking at the issue of insecurity that has started to raise its ugly head and taking our soldiers on a daily basis. Barrister Dele Igbenedion is joining us live from the City of Power, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. He will be joining us to look at the front line of this discussion. Good morning.
Good morning, Daniel. Thank you for having me, and hello, viewers. Good morning to you all from Abuja.
All right, glad to have you join us. And of course, here in the studio, we have Emmanuel Obakpolo Esquire. He's also a legal practitioner. Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Daniel.
Okay, now let's kick off with you from here in the studio. You've seen the ministerial list. Are you disappointed with some of the portfolios you saw? Because some Nigerians are actually expressing disappointment and displeasure.
From the outset, with the list, the nominee list, I tag that list compensation list, because I do not see any wonder or anything beyond what we expected from this regime. So now that the portfolio has been designated, it has created more worries to some of us, particularly myself, because looking at the portfolio handed over to some of the persons, it is now clear to my mind that worries rather would be what we anticipate in this nation.
Which of them in particular?
Like the person of Nyesom Wike, you made him a FCT minister. Then you now designate Festus Keyamo to aviation. You don't give room for expertise, and that is why we are where we are. You see, nature has a way of putting things in place, and the anticipation upon man, particularly those on the seat of power, is to see that things are done naturally. And if you choose to do it artificially, then there should be reasons or excuses for that. But as it stands just now, there is absolutely no excuse. And what the signal I get is the last phrase in our national anthem that says, "So help me God." Indeed, so help us God with Nigeria.
All right, let's quickly get the view of Dele Igbenedion Esquire. Looking at the list and those on that list, do you think some of them are not supposed to be there? Is it a misplacement of priority? Dele Igbenedion.
Well, thank you, Daniel. Again, last time I think I was in the studio, I referenced, the lamentation of David about how the mighty had fallen. And then he had asked that we should publish it not in Gad. We should not announce it, not so that the Philistines will not exalt how the mighty are falling. That is the story. When I look at the ministerial list, well, first of all, I didn't expect anything, better, to be honest, because, a tree bears fruit after its own kind. I'm trying to be respectful here. But if you look at the list, there's nothing to wow me. There's nothing to wow me about it. There is nobody who's been assigned any portfolio that particularly interests me or that gives me cause to believe that, Nigeria is going to move, forward. Defense are given to the same people who have failed us over the years. Wike is in FCT. I mean, with due respect, the man doesn't have the temperament to be able to manage, such a potpourri of, of emotions and interests like the Federal Capital Territory. I don't know if you are getting me, sir.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now we have, energy in power. I mean, these people have tried, to deal with this power issue. They have failed over time. When what's his name, El-Rufai was being screened by the Senate, he told them that the power issue crisis in Nigeria had defied solution by all governments. All governments have tried to solve the power problem, and they have failed. And this man Naji is also put there. He don't give me any cause to celebrate at all. No cause to celebrate. Fashola was there for all these years. Nothing was achieved. The former president tried to, do something. He didn't do. He couldn't do anything about it. And then Festus Keyamo, a lawyer, senior advocate, is sent to aviation. I don't know what he's going to do in aviation.
So are you seeing that list as a compensation list, like Emmanuel Obakwolo said? Does this look like something that looks like compensation for you?
I mean, evidently, just for the old boys to chop, let the boys chop, evidently, but not let the boys walk kind of list. It's not a list. One would expect these people to change anything.
Okay.
Anyone cannot change anything in aviation. I say that with the greatest respect, to him. A man of his temperament, having to manage such a fragile ministry like aviation that deals with airlines, that's going to deal with aerospace technology and stuff like that. The president, as he is now, until we hear from the tribunal, just wants to compensate people. Just put them there, let them sleep. If they want to sleep, but let them make money off the back of hardworking Nigeria. Again, it's going to be months, if not years. Pray it doesn't get to that, of pain and sorrow and suffering from Nigerians recycling the same old people who have put us in this problem. I mean, the boast of Mr. Wike, Justin Wike, who is a lawyer, of how the election was manipulated in real fast, is elected. And it's a man now that is going to oversee the Federal Capital Territory. So it's very, very disappointing. Very disappointing from my point of view.
We'll come back to you in a moment. Let's return back to the studio where we have Emmanuel Obakwolo still sitting here with us. Now, from his submission, it seems you're both on the same page. But I would really like to get your honest view. Wike actually worked when he was governor of Rivers. We saw projects being carried out. We saw the good work he did as a governor of the state, though he's of the other side. But don't you think we should give these guys a chance to work?
Well, when you say chance to work, I don't really understand with the caliber of personalities, with all due respect to them, that we have seen just now. Because I must tell you, Daniel, the day a crocodile becomes pregnant, the crocodile knows it will give birth to a crocodile.
Okay.
The very first day, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu announced Alhaji Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the
INEC declared him winner. INEC declared him winner.
Just allow me. It's my opinion.
Okay.
25th February presidential election. We saw signs and wonders without miracle in this country. And you saw the voter apathy that followed the other elections. You saw the lamentation in the language of Marlenet Senior. You saw the pains, the sorrow of Nigerians. Until this very moment, we are feeling the pains. Yet, this caliber of people keep telling us, oh, bear with us. Why they have catalog of convoy, while they have catalog. You can imagine 48 ministers in a country where the presidency or the president in particular is telling us to be patient, and yet we have that kind of huge bogus ministerial portfolio. Now, if we go to a wiki, we are made to understand he was nicknamed Mr. Project. Those who nicknamed him, I don't know what they saw.
But didn't you see some of this project? The projects are visible.
Listen, I'm coming down. Let me land. So that I will not lose my line of thought.
All right, okay.
Now, he has been taken to FCT to do what? To carry on projects in FCT. What projects? If you tell me that you made Wike Minister for Works because you called him Mr. Project, I may give you the benefit of the doubt. But just now, FCT to do what? So we are going to see a more terrible state of hooga-mooga that the leadership has kept us. And I know one good attribute that you must not take from the All Progressive Congress is gross arrogance. Nigerians are going to see it. Nigerians are going to feel it. Because already, pain, poverty, sorrow is human in Nigeria. We can see it, we can feel it, we can touch it because of the state that the government has plunged us into. So, with this caliber of men, I do not see anything that will be different.
Okay,
take for instance, Ministry of Justice, lead counsel in his election petition is now the Attorney General. What do you expect? I hope we are not going to witness another Malami's era, an epoch where justice was swept under the carpet. Justice can be bought. Justice was for sale. I hope we are not going to witness that. But however, I do not think there will be any different from this caliber of persons. Nigerians should be ready for the worst. After all, they've told us. So help me God.
All right, let's return back to Abuja, where Dele Igbenedion Esquire is joining us virtually. Dele Igbenedion, let's not look at it critically. Do you think there should be a kind of reshufflement before Monday? Let's just get your opinion, because some persons are thinking that some of these persons on the list, they are not properly placed. In your opinion, do you think there should be any reshufflement before the inauguration date?
Look, my brother, I think even if the reshufflement is done, it will be tantamount to, replacing, with the greatest respect, people who are incompetent with other incompetent others. You know what I mean? There is nobody on that list that actually wows me. And maybe I'm speaking personally, because I feel that the problems of Nigeria now demands, some extraordinary, some concerted and expertise effort to move us out of this doldrum. At the present time, when it's being sold at more than 600 naira, people are dying, people are crying. There's insecurity, there's problems everywhere. And so you get a bunch of people, you just turn them around. What are we going to achieve? We'll be back to square one. It's made all the wrong choices that there is to make. None of them, and I repeat, none of them, can move Nigeria forward. Not as if he himself can move Nigeria forward, but we are stuck with him because of the, frivolity, with due respect, of our electoral system, that has brought us to where we are today. Because the people will always come out to vote, but there's a sense amongst the people that the result does not reflect their vote. So we're stuck with this man, and there is nobody on that list. Nobody, even if you change, why are you going to change to where now? Take Keyamo to the legal ministry. Of course, he hasn't appointed a justice minister, which over time has become a mere tool in the hands of the executive. I mean, look at it. Hello, sir.
I'm with you.
Look at it. A celebrated human rights lawyer, activist. It is there on that team. And the same government, with due respect, till today, has held the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Incompetence, detained him for no reason whatsoever. It's going to more than a month. The man has been detained. Whereas constitutionally, you cannot detain somebody except charge him to court within 24 hours. The man has been there. Emefiele was detained. Now, I'm not holding the brief for these people, but whatever affects one directly affects the other indirectly. So this government has started on a wrong footing, and all these people, the Wike is a lawyer, Keyamo is a lawyer, there are other lawyers among them. They are accepting appointments, they are jubilating, they are smiling.
So are you expecting them to decline this appointment? Is that what you're saying? They should have rejected it.
Yes, because how do you can a bad tree bear good fruit? Once a government starts off on the wrong footing, how is it going to bear good fruit? Fundamental rights of Nigerians is very critical. As I said, I'm not holding brief for Emefiele or Bawa or whatever that fellow's name is. He too was very disrespectful of the rule of law. But two wrongs do not make a right.
Okay.
You cannot tell us that you are going to improve the economy when you are going to treat Nigerians under the jackboot. You are going to stand on the neck of Nigerians. You are going to behave like the proverbial, what's the name of that guy in the Bible, Rehoboam, who said, "My father chastised you with whips. I'm going to chastise you with scorpions."
Okay.
So starting up on the wrong foot, displaying total disrespect for the rule of law, and all of these people are accepting appointment from this, very disrespectful administration.
Okay.
How is he going to get it right if he does not respect law? How will he get it right?
We'll get back to you in a jiffy. Let's return back here now. Emmanuel Esquire, recently Senator Adams Aliu Shumale was speaking and he said that this government took over poor economy from the previous government. And some right-thinking Nigerians are worried. If you were part of that government that actually gave rise to this current government, and in a way, this current government told Nigerians there's going to be renewed hope. And at this point, where they've not even spent up 3 months in office or 4 months in office or thereabout, they are telling Nigerians that they took over poor government from the previous government. How do we strike a balance?
There's something you cannot separate the All Progressive Congress from: the blame game. They are strategists in the blame game. We saw them in 2015 shouting, agonizing, "Oh, PDP is the cause of Nigeria's problem." That's what they told Nigeria all through 2015 to 2023. They were shouting PDP. And now we have another All Progressive Congress, and they are now shouting previous government. Thank God they are now not shouting the People's Democratic Party, PDP. So they are strategists. They are skilled in deception. They are skilled in telling the people, using the instrumentality of government to deceive and to tell the people a lot of lies. These same persons in 2014 rather, told us that there was nothing like subsidy. Subsidy was a scam. And some took it with a pinch of salt, while some took it hook, line, and sinker. But when they got into power in 2015, they changed the rhythm of the music. And they started shouting, "Oh, the subsidy need to go." And when the Superman president arrived on the 29th of May 2023, with the wave of the power, he said, "Subsidy gone." And some of us did advise, "Look, you don't do things like this. There is this conspiracy, not even only the president, even among the governors. There's this conspiracy because the governors were made to understand that they were going to have more money in their pockets
with the removal of subsidy.
And that happened. And today, what palliative have the governors of the various states, what have they put in place? Absolutely nothing.
Some have tried in their own way.
I don't know what you mean by some have tried. It is not their duty to try. It is their duty to do it.
Okay.
Are you getting me? Now, the presidency has done nothing absolutely. They kept dishing out promises as if Nigeria, if wishes were horses, beggars will ride on them. That's what we are meant to understand. So are they now telling us that we should be beggars in our country?
Are you saying some of these promises will never come to fruition?
I don't see any coming to fruition.
None of them.
Kenya, under the leadership of Williams Ruto, also removed subsidy. But with time, the man saw that the thing will not work. And Kenya has reinstated subsidy, true of us. So what is now, see, the Dutch courage with which the president, with the wave of the palm, removed a subsidy, to my mind, was absolutely nothing. With all due respect to him, that was not the direction the president ought to have taken. And the president should swallow that his pride
and go back to status quo.
See, what they need to do, yes, is to fight the corruption in the subsidy regime, because they know the persons who are corrupt there are not faceless. They are human beings. They are Nigerians, as we are made to understand.
They are identified individuals.
Yes, they can be identified. So they should fight it. But can the kettle call the pot black? That is the question.
Okay. Adele Gbilodo, quickly help us from the summation of Emmanuel Esquire. Do you think reversing back to subsidy will take us away from where we are now?
Well, no, first of all, it was a terrible mistake to have, removed the subsidy. It was a terrible mistake to have done it at all. And worse still, to have done it on the first day of, this administration, quote and unquote, and plunge Nigerians into this excruciating pain and difficulty. Now, what does a government live for? Why is government elected? For the peace, progress, prosperity, safety, welfare, well-being of its citizens. That's what the government is elected for. Now, they've suddenly realized, just less than a month or two down the road, that the decision to remove the subsidy in the way and manner they did it was an abysmal failure. So, to use the aphorism of universities, they now have to write a receipt on the subject by, instead of backtracking and saying, look, we're wrong to have removed subsidy. Now they are saying they are going to do it temporarily. They have to do it, and they have to do it quickly.
So are you of the opinion that it should be reversed? That's the question.
Yeah. Yes, it should be reversed. The decision, it was ill thought out. It was conceived by people who are anti-Nigerian. People want to impose suffering on Nigerians, to their own benefit, because up to now, I don't know, my brother Daniel, if you have benefited anything from the removal of subsidy. I haven't benefited anything, but there are people who are benefiting from it. This same subsidy that they told us was a scam. People were stealing the money. When people were stealing the money, allegedly, we were paying less for fuel. Life was a little bit better. Now that people are no more stealing the money, we are paying more. So, this is, I've argued before that what they are doing is lazy man's economics. Don't forget also that when this man came in, he said, oh, well, you know what? They are going to remove all the parameters that held the Naira, up to an affordable way for Nigerians. And that they are going to allow Naira to have a free flow, let them. And now they are thinking about, oh, no, you know what? We are going to just do a few things to curtail the free fall of the Naira. How long can they continue to, go back and forth, flip-flop, forward, one step forward, two steps backwards? They don't know what they are doing. They don't know what they are doing. And they're playing, the problem again is that this thing affects Nigerians. That's my pain. It affects Nigerians' food feeding, it affects their transportation, it affects their medicines, it affects everything. This man is not investing on roads. How do you start making major policy, changes forward and backwards? Now they have CBN, the central bank, have brought Nigeria into a big financial hole. The CBN was borrowing externally without the approval of the Senate. And they are holding only Emefiele accountable. Now, they're saying the fact is charging with, they said he has gone, and I was wondering, Emefiele has gone, in his house. Where are the guns? Please show us. Then they change again. So, it's like they put, their vehicle in front gear 1, and then as it's moving, they put reverse on everything that they have decided. It's 1 foot forward, 2 steps backward.
We'll get back to you now, Dele. Let's hold on a little and come back. Don't you think, in a way, the CBN governor don't have the capacity to act on its own without the approval of the executive? And if Emefiele is being held for some of these allegations, do you think he should go down alone, or some persons should also be fingered in all these charges?
Well, I have said it up to time that Emefiele, as he was then the central bank governor, was an appointee, and he had an appointor who was the person of former president Muhammadu Buhari. And if you go through the CBN Act, Section 8 of the CBN Act, Section 5, Section 20 of the CBN Act, there's absolutely nothing Emefiele can do without valid instruction from his appointor.
Okay. And
Emefiele had other deputies. One of them is the person who has inherited the office just now, that is tagged acting CBN governor. And even the acting CBN governor, to my mind, appears not to understand what is even happening. And that's why you see, we have leaders who already have this fertile heart and right mind for embezzlement. And that's why when they get to office, they seem not to understand what the law provides for with regards to the function of the office they hold. And until there is a reversal of the mindset, Nigeria will keep remaining where she is just now. Because Nigeria, in the words of Professor Wole Soyinka, during the Muhammadu Buhari era, he said Nigeria is in autopilot. I want to borrow that language. Nigeria is now in autopilot also, because we seem not to know, we have a direction. We seem not to have leader or leaders who can now pilot us to a destined home, to the dreamland. Instead, we find ourselves in an island of fairy tale where nothing happens. And that is why you see that the economy is getting more worsened, and nobody is asking any question. And when you do ask questions, before you know, you receive attacks either from the angle of ethnicity or religion. And now the third factor added to ethnicity and religion is what I call the gang. You have a group of persons who are the gang, who are so supportive of a regime that visit pain on the people, and they begin to attack you from left, right, center. Then what do you mean? What do you know? Do you know what is governance? As if the governance is from the blues. And these same persons, if you ask them to define governance, they do not understand. So Emefiele was not the problem, though he was part of it, because.
But he didn't outrightly.
See, I don't know why we can
carry out some of these assignments without permission.
Of when you see something going wrong, you resign. Some time ago, the Minister for Economy in South Korea employed his daughter. The daughter had a master's degree. He employed the daughter into the Ministry of Economy, as they call it over there. And people raise eyebrow. No, you cannot employ your daughter like that. You need to go through a procedure. The man resigned. But yeah, somebody will applaud him and say, yes, well done, give him a thumb. So we have catalog of calamities awaiting us.
There are other issues I would like us to quickly look at as we x-ray the state of the nation. But let's quickly get to Dele Igbenedion. Quickly, looking at some of these policies of this current administration, don't you think Nigerians should give them time? Barely 3 months in office. Don't you think with time, over time, things will fall in place?
We are going to push them out of the place. Nobody is asking them not to take time. I think we are just expressing our viewpoint. Let them, just go ahead and, wow us. Let them go ahead and show that they are, first class, performers. Let them go ahead and show that they are, they are magicians. Let them go ahead and show their competency. You and I haven't marched to the Ministry of Aviation to stop PMO from taking
becoming
over
the Minister of Aviation.
Exactly. We haven't done anything. We're just speaking our mind. So let them go ahead. But my worry, which is very deep-seated, is on every policy point that this administration has, spoken out, advocated. It's been one step forward, two steps back. You remember at the time they muted the idea of giving some money to Nigerians. Was it 8,000 naira or thereabout? We didn't hear anything. They took that one step forward and they took, shall I say, 20 steps back, on that. On every point.
It could be a work in progress. You don't know.
The problem is we cannot toy with the lives of Nigerians. This is a man that promised Nigerians that he will hit the ground running, that is the one that built Lagos, that is a performer, and all that. And now you are given the opportunity. If you cannot stand the smoke, please get out of the kitchen, because we do not have time. People are dying. More than 300 people, by last count, I was reading an article yesterday. Since this administration came on board, the record is that more than 300 people have been killed in the north central part of Nigeria. People are dying on a daily basis. It's not the handle on security. It's not doing road infrastructure. It's not doing anything. We're just going to give him chance, give him opportunity, give him a long road. And meanwhile, there are people who could have done this better, but they insisted that he's going to grab power. He's going to run with power. Collect it at all costs.
Okay, I'm afraid we need to start wrapping up now. Let's have your final take on the show before we let you go.
Well, I do hope that the renewed hope they promised Nigerians, they themselves will start renewing it. Thereafter, we'll see the reflection on Nigerians. But with this caliber of personalities, with all due respect to them, that I have seen, and the way they started, I do not think we'll have any magic. Because even just now, the news making the rounds is that they are trying to bring in subsidy interimly, partially, artificially, and all the adjectives you think. But in Kenya, I repeat, the president made it clear to the people of Kenya that, look, this thing will not work. Let's go back to it. Why the deception? Why not play? Why not be sincere to the people of Nigeria, if Nigerians indeed voted for them?
Okay, thank you so much, Emmanuel Esquire, for always coming through on the show this morning. And of course, Dele Igbenedion, all the way from the City of Power, Federal Capital Territory. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much.